the situation, normalcy has restored to the Kabul city. There is security, and it is improving hour by hour. The people of Afghanistan rose against the occupation, and and they succeeded, and all our provinces of Afghanistan and the capital city of Kabul, they are all in our hands, and our people, they have at the ministries running daily affairs.
May I ask you a question in another direction, but very important? How do you and your colleagues see the 20 years of occupation of the United States in Afghanistan?
Occupation is occupation. It is lack of freedom. It is that many things are imposed on the people. You do not have independent economic policy, political policy, and social policy, and so. But in independence, you are the owner. You take up decision and implement them, and you take decision bearing in mind the interest of your country and of your people. So there is a lot of difference between being under occupation and being a free people in a free country. But of course, our deliberations are continuing. It is underway. A delegation headed by Mullah Biradar, he landed in Kandahar province for that purpose, in order to form an Afghan inclusive Islamic government after consultation with the top leadership of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan. So this will be done soon.
You talked earlier in your answer 12 leaders of Taliban. Who are you referring to? Earlier we've been hearing the news from another spokesperson of the Taliban suggesting there's going to be the supreme leader, there's going to be something like a ruling council, and there's also going to be a government headed by some top officials of the Taliban. How should we connect the two sides of the stories together? Can you give us more information?
One is the structure that right now we have that you are referring to, and the other is an Afghan inclusive government that we want to include some of the personalities, Afghan personalities, Afghan politicians in that government. For that, there is consultation going on. So I think both can go together because a new government set up, which is going on consultation for that, it will be announced soon. But the other which you refer to, we have right now, we have a top leader, and then we have a leadership council. So this is setup is active right now.
The leadership council is made up of how many people? We know some of the names. For example, Mr. Yaqub, Mr. Haqqani, Mr. Baradar, who is now already in Afghanistan. Who are the other people's identity, and what are their roles, briefly?
Some of them famous you mentioned already, but many of the leadership council members, they are also members of the negotiation team, and they are here based in Doha for the negotiation. So you can say about 60% to 65% of the membership members of the negotiation team, they are also members of the leadership council.
I see. What does that mean? Another government declared by the Taliban of Afghanistan. Who are we going to expect going to play a leading role in that? Is it going to be Mr. Baradar, which the press seem to emphasize and mention a lot, or there are other candidates?
So for that, the deliberation is for that purpose, in order to form a government in which other Afghan politicians, personality should also have participation in that. That is the talks or consultation is continuing for that purpose.
We understand earlier, as you may know very well, Chinese State Councilor Foreign Minister Wang Yi received a delegation of Taliban leaders. In fact, some of your colleagues were there in Tianjin. How do you describe that encounter and interaction? And what role do you see where you are, China will be playing and could be playing in terms of reconstruction and also keeping the peace in Afghanistan?
Of course, we have had many different visits to China, and they were playing their role in peace and reconciliation of Afghanistan. Now, when we are there in Kabul, and they can a very important role in reconstruction of Afghanistan, and also in peace and reconciliation, their role was very constructive, and they had appointed special envoys for Afghanistan, with whom we had regular contacts, and they have appointed a new special envoy for Afghanistan. We have contacts with him, and recently our delegation had a meeting with him. So they are and they were contributing positively to peace and reconciliation, and we hope they also contribute to the reconstruction of Afghanistan. The people of Afghanistan expect them